Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Brews. On today's show, Tottenham Hotspur are embarrassing. We are linked with Scott McTominay and one-season wonder Dominic Solanke. Tune in here. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, your world famous morning news, brews and clues show. Myself, the Kauff, and the Roadman. The Brews Brothers are in the house. And we've got a bit of news today, which is why I've put RAN incoming, probably. I know, it's good for the algorithm. If you put RAN incoming in the title, more people are going to watch it. We're being smart. Let's clickbait, everyone. But let's see who's in the order. Actually, no. Roadman, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Tired, mate. Very tired. I got out of bed late. Quickly threw together stuff for this, and yeah, it's been horrible lately. It's so stuffy and muggy. I hate it.
Yeah, it's the worst. I like it warm, but this is disgusting. But yeah. Let's see who's in the audience to take us through this probable rant. This rubble. I can't speak today because here we go. We got Mr. Tony Rodriguez. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for the five memberships on the coffee company yesterday. Thank you so much. YouTube member. Good to see you. Only Spurs would be stupid enough to spend 65 million on Solanke after spending 65 million on Richarlison and 50 million on Johnson. Can you imagine 175 million British pounds on the three of them combined? The only one that makes sense out of them lot is Johnson because he's young and homegrown.
Yeah, that's it. It is. Unfortunately, it is.
And we got Daryl Denton. I need this to happen now. Daniel rarely lets you down with mere windows. I want to see the window get its usual 8 out of 10 rating. I'll be lying if I didn't say some of this fan base deserve this signing. I agree, mate. Good to see you, Daryl. Tarek on Wembley 1. Morning, boys. If talk of Solanke proves anything, he's still 24 years on, calling the shots in the transfer window and why we're doomed to fail. Absolutely. Scott Colliver's in the house. Good to see you, Scott. Kate Rixon's in the house. Morning, Ben and Dave. Hope you all haven't got the blues this morning with the Solanke story. We'll get onto it. I agree with Tony that we have wasted money and recruiting Solanke for 65 million would be just more of the same. I agree. Andrew Gregory's in the house saying, morning, Ben and Dave. Great job by Brian on Chris Cowden last night. Yes, he was fantastic last night. And just a warning to the people that I saw on other channels calling Brian Daigle a sellout. You guys are a bunch of muppets. Straight up. A bunch of muppets. I've not seen a single one of you go from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the evening outside the training ground on a cold January winter's day with it raining sideways because of how much he doesn't like some of the things at this football club. To call that man a sellout, you are a muppet. Straight up, the end of story. Right, David?
Yeah, I agree with that. I just want to say one thing as well, right? This new direction Brian's going is because of his health, right? This is not Brian changed or Brian being a happy clapper or something stupid like that. Brian's health is not the greatest. And him screaming, shouting all the time or coming onto streams and raising his voice and screaming and shouting over this club is not doing any good for his health, especially the stress of it. So when you're sitting there thinking, because Brian's not doing that anymore, somehow he's a happy clapper or he's changed his tune or going on channels to get subs and stuff like that. No, it's just Brian's doing the same. Brian has got the same and is stuck with the same morals, the same principles. The difference is he's delivering it in a much better way and a much calmer way because of his health. So you all need to just chill the hell out and leave him do what he needs to do, right? Chris allowed him last night to fairly discuss his feelings and thoughts on Levy and everything like that. And the people in the chat were giving him so much grief. Like, there was loads of love. Loads of people from Tottenham at all were giving him so much love. So big up everyone there. Yeah. Fair play to everyone who were in that chat sticking up for him. And to all who were giving him hate, sort yourself out. You know what I mean? There's no need for it. No need for it.
We got John Rashers in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Andrew W, YouTube member, good to see you. Paul Clark, Shawnee Slater, the man now known as the alarm clock.
Hey, 8:34, lad. 8:34 in the morning. You try calling my phone. It is on silent. My phone is never loud, right? I didn't get up till 8:49.
We've chosen violence this morning, haven't we?
I'm coming after you, Sean.
No.
He's ruined it.
You've retired it.
Oh, could ban him. Get him off. Get him. Ban him. No, ban him.
Get rid. Jason Williams, good to see you, buddy. We got Tweaky, good to see you, Tweaky. Hopefully you're well, buddy. Good to see you. Colin Crossamano, good to see you, buddy. Matty Kushner, good to see you. YouTube member. MZ Hammers, YouTube member. The Big D, good to see you. The Mark Cousins, the sheriff is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Ache, yalla. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Good to see you. Everyone give Brian some love. Shem Tang, good. Not seen you in a while, Shem. Hopefully you've been doing well.
There you go.
Good morning, Benjamini and Davidoni. Good to see you. Good to see you. Audio Artisan. Johan Lant, Gary O'Flynn. Good to see you. We got Philly, YouTube member. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wassay. We got Sparrock. Good to see you. We got Phil P. Woo! Good to see you. Solanke is homegrown, but there are levels to this game. There are absolutely levels. Oh my God. We've got Faz in the house. Aussie Spurs TV. We've got so many people. Anthony Clark, AFC. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see Neil Hartley, Scott Hynam, Paul Coombs. There's so many people.
So many. The chat's bouncing. Big up everyone.
We got the number one Agon bar in the world. Right. Scott McTominay. If we sign Scott McTominay, I'm going to be furious. Because we've spent the entire window saying we do not want Conor Gallagher because he's not good enough. And we're going to get someone worse. If we sign Scott McTominay, I know it's only a tier 3 source. It's Duncan Castle, so it's probably going to talk absolute rubbish, to be honest. But Scott McTominay, that can't possibly happen, can it, Roadman?
Hey, I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past him, mate, honestly. The only reason I want McTominay is my brother's a United fan, and he absolutely loves him. I don't know why. He calls him McSauce, all this drama and everything. I just do it just to wind my brother up, to be fair, like, you know what I mean?
Funny. That's the actual reason.
Yeah, that's the only reason, because unfortunately, McTominay is absolutely trash, yeah? Is he better than majority of our midfielders? No. The only reason we'll be getting him is why. And no one said this. The only reason we're getting him, yeah, is because the noise we've heard from everyone for this entire bloody window is a load of rubbish. Yeah. We have a plan, data-driven. What data would tell you Scott McTominay is going to be a good midfielder?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep Alfie Devine in midfield. He's better. Alfie Devine would be better than Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
We've got Archie Gray. We've got Bergvall. I don't understand this thought process if it was true. If it was true, right? Just telling everyone, if this was actually true. We're not saying it's going to happen. We're not saying it is. Just if it was, it would be the most stupidest signing going. For one, he's Scottish, right? He's not English, so it doesn't help our English quota.
Yep.
Right?
It's not homegrown.
Nothing to do with homegrown or nothing like that, yeah, right? Because just like, obviously, it's the same as like the Welsh now. They're only homegrown in Europe. They're not homegrown in England. So obviously, he'd be the same, I think. I'm not sure. But what would he bring that we don't already have?
Yep. And this is perfect from Sean Slater, isn't it? We sell Højbjerg and replace him with McTominay.
Massive downgrade. Massive
downgrade. Bad data. There's no chance. I don't know how old you are, Brazy. Yeah, we're the club that wanted Gary Cahill and Carlos Tevez, and we got Louis Zaha and Ryan Nelson. It is perfectly possible for us to go for Scott McTominay. It is perfectly possible. Oh. Oh.
Is he better than Brian Hill, eh?
No.
Yes, I think he is. I think he's better than Brian Hill. Because the one thing, no, see, let me explain that. The reason is McTominay, yeah. I'm going to say McSauce there. My brother's a muppet. McTominay, yeah, would actually give you a bit of strength in midfield, right? And he can score goals. He can score goals. We've seen that with Scotland. We've seen that with United at times.
Yeah.
But overall, he'd make no sense to this club. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? One's a midfielder, one's a striker.
Yeah.
There's no point comparing stats. It'd be getting them both. That's the thing, Abrasia. It'd be getting Scott McTominay and Solanke, not one or the other. But yeah. He can't do anything.
Say nay to McTominay. I like it.
No.
I still think that is Princess Anne on that horse.
Yeah.
Princess Anne. She's a very good character in The Crown. She's very, very good. For goodness sake, sign as he can cover 3 positions and the same prices. Yeah, absolutely. McTominay is better than Hill, but Hill can't get into the squad. McTominay is a serious dampener, and Solanke is greatly mid. He's not even that good. Who does Reguilon think he is wanting to go to a club playing in Europe? I think he'd get a game in a club in Europe. I'd rather we sign Scott M than Scott McTominay. Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Scott M, get your footy boots on, lad.
Get your boots on, lad. Make it a great year for Madison. Yeah. Anything more on Scott McTominay?
Yeah, obviously, I just think it's random noise. I think, again, we're being pitted with it because, obviously, you know, with this first Spurs fan base, you know, we as a fan base give news people and ITK some of the biggest interactions on X.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a way for an agent just to push the player out and saying, linked with us. It could happen. Yeah, it could happen, though. There is a possibility it could happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will.
No, I don't.
I think it's just random noise, and that's all it is.
You are going. No one talks shit about my viewers.
Yeah, what was the point of that?
You're going. You can sod off. So, the main story of the show, according to Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham Hotspur are greatly interested in signing Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
This is a disgraceful signing because we had all the excuses, didn't we, Roadman? We've got to buy strikers in early. We've got to attack PSR and FFP. Oh, we've got to wait till after the Euros. Oh, we need 3 players. Oh, we need 1 player. Dominic Solanke was not at the Euros. If you want to buy Dominic Solanke, fine. I can understand it. He was not at the Euros. You could have bought him in early. He was not at the Euros. He was not there. Why have you taken this long? There are 17 days left. 17 days left until the end of the window. No, not the end of the window. Until the season starts. You could have bought in Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth. 1 season wonder at 26. 1 season wonder at 26. He's not even as good as Richarlison, and we will bring up the stats. We will bring it up. This made me so annoyed. I've actually asked the roadman to do some homework for me. It is a disgrace. Ridiculous. Unacceptable. Disgusting signing from Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It is wrong on every level. All the excuses. And this is what I've been saying in my text chats. Ange Postecoglou has no excuses now. He has no excuses. He's been there a year. He's had a load of money spent on his team. He's given us all the excuses. He's worked 2 weeks at the Euros on ITV. He could have been doing some homework. He could have been buying some strikers. He's got no excuses. If he buys Dominic Solanke for 65 million quid, I want him out. Seriously. That is unacceptable for a manager to buy a player that was not at the Euros this late when we could have had him. Rant over.
Right. So, yeah, I agree with a lot you said there, Ben. But this is what we do. This is what Tottenham do. We heard all the excuses. We heard everything from obviously the ITKs and all that. It makes sense to a certain point, right? And it's not saying I want him, but it makes sense to a certain point. But this is why it's a big, big issue. The fact that we could have got him first day that window opened. The first day that window opened, if we wanted him, we could have got him. Unfortunately, we spent the whole window doing what?
Yep.
Doing what? Nothing. We haven't done any great business. Bergvall was bought in January. We had to wait for him to come to the summer. So he wasn't this summer signing. Archie Gray, great signing. Fantastic. Love it.
Yep.
Nothing stopped us in going for Solanke if he was the one we were meant to get. Right? And I'll bring up the slides for you because you asked me. And I tried to do my best. So if any of these are wrong, it's all right. It was late at night and I just threw it all together. But I don't understand the value to pay for him. We'll be paying 60 million euros. Right? 60 million euros for a player who's had one good season and takes away the spot from a Lancashire or a Valise or something. What's the point of spending that money? Just go and keep one of them there, because Solanke did okay last season. Yeah, he had some great goals and all that. Right? That doesn't mean he's going to do the same. It does not mean he's going to have that exact same season. We need someone who can actually do it consistently. He's had one good season. We haven't seen consistency.
26.
Yeah, at 26. Yeah. And I just have a feeling that this has got a Levy signing all over it, where we want one thing and we've just decided to go, you know what? No, let's go for a more expensive, useless version, because we can't be bothered trying to get the other one. So I'll bring up the slides for you, Ben. So basically, I created these slides. They're not the best. It is what it is. You'll deal with it. It's early morning. Drink your coffee and shut up.
I need a coffee after this.
Yeah, I need a cup of tea. I don't drink coffee. Yeah, there you go. So these are the players that I found roughly around about their similar value. Yeah, Victor Gyökeres, right? 26 years old, same age. He'd probably offer more than Solanke. 29 goals, 10 assists. He started 32 games. He had 33 matches altogether. He's a really proper good goal scorer. Now, we know, obviously, he's not English. He's going to be, you know what I mean? Other teams are looking at him. But at the end of the day, you give a chance like someone like that, and you know what I mean? You might get something out of him. Next one, Matthias Cunha from Wolves. Victor Boniface. Now, I can't get Matthias Cunha's stats because obviously, unfortunately, I couldn't download it. But 40 million value.
Is better than Solanke.
40 million
younger.
value. Yeah, 40 million value, a year younger. Boniface, 43 million value, probably getting 55, 60, same price as Solanke, 23 years of age. Moving on, Ivan Toney, obviously 28 years of age, 55 million in value. Again, he would give you more than Solanke, I believe.
Yep.
Jonathan David, right? We've been linked with him, 24 years of age, 60 million of value. There's something there, do you know what I mean, that you could actually get more out of.
And he's got pace. He's got
abundance of pace. Ollie Watkins, right? Now, the reason I put Ollie Watkins in is because at 70 million euro value, yes, he's 28. But isn't he better than Solanke? It's Boniface, Dave.
Okay.
Boniface. He's got it. He's got a face. His name is Boniface. There you go.
Yeah.
Evan Ferguson, 19 years old, 55 million euro market value. Would he not work better in a system like ours where you need a proper goal poacher?
Yeah.
He did it in Brighton when the balls were coming in. You know, he's a proper goal poacher. And then last but not least, we got this up. Richarlison versus Dominic Solanke. Now, yes, Richarlison has played an abundance of more games, but he's been injured a lot.
Yep.
And this is the issue we have is if data is telling us
Dominic Solanke.
Yeah, but if data is telling us that Solanke's the one and somehow we should be paying 60 odd million euros, because it's not going to be 60 million euros, right? Not going to be 60 million euros. It's going to be more because they'll want add-ons or something like that. We have players we could swap. We have players we can use in deals because we don't want them. I don't get this deal. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? It's like the go and get Morgan Gibbs White and use him as a bloody striker if you need that type of one. And what worries me is if you look at Solanke, it makes complete sense when people were saying that we were linked with Anthony Martial.
Yep.
He's just the same as Solanke except injury prone. These players are not taking you to the next level. These players take you to the Champions League, fourth spot, if you're lucky.
Solanke doesn't take you to the Champions League, though, does he?
No, he doesn't, but he gets you there. He gets you there. He doesn't get you to a finals. He doesn't get you to winning trophies. He doesn't get you to
29 goals and 134 appearances. That is not.
Yeah, no, it's not
Champions League.
But if you look at it, if we keep Richarlison and you add Solanke to that, right? You add their goals together. Think about it. You add their goals together. That's 4 foot a push if we're lucky compared to other teams, and maybe an half decent cup run, but not to a final, and they won't win you finals.
Yep.
I don't get when there is such quality players, and like someone said in the chat, Alvarez, yeah, when there's such amazing quality talent out there, why are you limited to just 60 million? Go and spend that extra. Alvarez in this team would be fantastic. And he's young. And he's really young. I'd rather Bedlanks.
Kiefer Moore.
Kiefer. Oh, you know them missed crosses by Johnson? Kiefer will get on the NDM, the lanky streak of so-and-so. Wait. Oh, again, in the morning, this man, he doesn't stop.
Remember, he's in Australia. It's evening for him.
I know, evening. Have you been drinking? Because do you want me to bring it up? You get up.
Big up,
David Shah, 5 gifted sub again. 5 gifted memberships again. Oh, God. If you're in the chat, please send some love. And if you receive one from David, thank him, please. This is unbelievable. He is smashing it.
Given it in 3 days.
He's been on that Australian brew. His fingers are slipping. Big up, David Shea. You're a legend, sir. Thank you.
He's allowed the lager.
Yeah.
That's my guy. But big up, David Shire. Thank you so much. I would rather have Saido Berahino than Dominic Solanke. No, he's not a decent player for 29 goals.
No. Yeah, but he's not for that price. For that price, he's not. If he was at 30 mil, 35 mil, fair enough. 25 to 35 mil, fine. I would be that's not an issue, right? But value, I've said it with Johnson. Value doesn't make the player. I wouldn't be saying the value because 60 million is a high price and all that. What I'm trying to say is, if he was 35 million, the fan base wouldn't have an issue. Yeah, the fan base wouldn't care if he was 25 to 35 million. My issue is you're paying 65 million.
That's what Bournemouth want, Tequila. That's what Bournemouth
apparently that's what they want for him. So for me, value to what you're getting out of the player, you know, we're saying that look at other players you can get for that value. Yeah. I don't care how much he costs. I think there's better out there. Do you know what I mean? But this fan base wouldn't have an issue.
Alvarez. I think they would want 70, 80 for Alvarez, I think, in that sort of bracket.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to pay that for a player who's
Alvarez, because he's quality. He's brilliant.
He is unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Unbelievable. And he could play on the wings.
Yeah. Big up, David. It's Friday. Why not? Well, it's why not.
Yeah.
Steve Rodden-Wingy is driving himself to Tottenham Hotspur way. Absolutely. Members show 6 p.m. Absolutely. You all have access now. Who would you guys rather get for £65 million in the striker position? Who would you rather? Who would you guys rather get for £65 million? I'll ask that question. Paying too much for average again. Absolutely, the brother from down under. Get Evan Nielsen from Porto for 50 million. Yep, you could get him. Are we melting down over speculation? But this is from a good source.
It's from Fabrizio Romano.
If he says it, there is truth in it.
Yeah. And another thing, right? Yeah. We've still got other positions to fill.
Yep.
Right. And what annoyed me about what Fab said is that we're linked with Solanke, yeah? And, right, and we had someone criticize us for this, Ben, on one of the shows, yeah? Opportunist winger. If the opportunity arises for a winger. Yeah. That's what Fab said, right? We got told that we had plans. We got told, oh, no. Right? It's a plan. So it's a plan. Ange told us in an interview, we're sticking with the plan. We've got our plan. So the plan was from the beginning of the window, to look at a winger if the opportunity arises.
Yeah.
What sort of transfer?
See, he's laughing about this. I would rather have Lukaku all day long than Dominic Solanke. All day long.
Yep.
Twice on Sunday, because he would be 40 million. He would be 40 million. Not 65. I'd rather have Lukaku all day long, and you can quote me on that.
But that's it. This is the thing, Ben, right? We had this plan, apparently, and we got told by people criticizing us when we were discussing the transfer window and saying currently how bad it was, and we've got a plan. And said we've got a plan. So is the plan to look at a mediocre player, pay over the odds for him, and then look for an opportunity with a winger?
The point isn't the fact that if he suits him, Cobber, it's he could have bought him at the beginning of the window because he wasn't at the Euros. So the fact we've taken this long to get linked with a player that was not at the Euros, he was on holiday somewhere, we could have had him. If we bought in Solanke at the beginning of the window, okay, I don't like the signing. He's got asked for his main target and he's got him. They've backed the manager. Yeah. I can understand that because you bought him early and there's no excuses. Oh, FFP, Euros. No, there are 17 days until the start of the season, and that's who we're linked with. And kudos, it smells like a panic buy.
That they can't get the original targets.
Yeah.
How? I said on a tweet, right? We got rid of one director of football who could buy players but couldn't sell. Now we've got a director of football who can't sell, who can sell players but can't buy. Is this the scouting? Yeah, but is this the scouting? Is this the scouting? You look, right, I'm going to bring this up now. And people can criticize me. I don't care. West Ham, if they sign this striker from Fulcrook, right? Yeah. Fulcrook, they will have they will have a better attack than us.
Yeah.
Somerville, Bowen, Kudus, Fulcrook. Players like that. It's
yeah.
Maybe we do. But it's if we got him early, no one would have an issue with this. If we bought him on day dot, the window opens, he'd have time to bed in with a squad. And he could do great. We're not saying he's going to do terrible for us, but it's just why did we wait so long? We could have used this time for so much more.
Bang on, Aki. It's like looking 75 days looking for a manager and going for anyone and everyone to get Nuno, who was available all along. Bang on. It's a panic buy.
It feels like it. That's the thing. It feels like a panic buy. And unfortunately, obviously, Ange is not going to criticize the owners or anything like that. So if we were to sign Solanke, he'll come in and say it was part of the plan. But I just don't think it is. I really don't believe it's part of the plan. I don't get it. Apparently, they're saying in chat, Ben, that there's a lot of noise about Neto and he's going to be the next signing.
Do it then.
Yeah. Why can't you just sign them?
Neto wasn't at the Euros, was he?
No, they've had this. They've had so much of the window
to Neto as well.
Yeah. Do Bournemouth need to replace Solanke?
No.
Do we have to
key for more, mate? I believe.
Yeah, but do Bournemouth need to replace Solanke? Does the Wolves need to replace Neto? What is this? Why do we have to? It's so. I just don't get it. Obviously, there's loads of factors. Before come out and everyone just starts hitting the chat after this, going, but factors. You know what I mean? What if the player doesn't want to come, or what if the Solanke would love to come to Tottenham? We are such a bigger club than Bournemouth. No disrespect to Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth.
Said, our main stand in our stadium is bigger than their entire stadium,
and yet people don't think he'll come. No one else. Right. Here's another thing as well. Yeah. Can anyone in the chat or anyone after this who wants to criticize this tell me what other Big Six club will be looking at Solanke as a player to add to their team? What other club in the entirety of the Premier League is looking at Solanke to add to their team? None, because no other club's stupid enough to pay that value for him. Unfortunately.
Neto was at the Euros, apparently. Neto was at the Euros. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, but I love Neto. I think him...
Again, we could have bought Neto from Wolves.
Yeah, but if Neto wasn't... If Neto didn't have his injuries, he would be one of the best players in the Premier League. He is such a talent. I love him. But, yeah. But the thing is, that's another thing. If Richarlison's fit, Solanke's going to be on the bench. You bring Solanke off. Is he a game changer? I think Solanke needs the game to play well, to start a game, not come on and try and change a game. I just can't. I don't see the logic in it. I just don't see the logic other than it's a panic buy and that's it.
Be funny that, wouldn't it, Aki? If we've waited this long so they can get a replacement rather than just be a big club, I don't know. Yep, I agree, John Smith. I agree. But any final things on this, David, before we end the show? What's it called? It's been Cameron Archer is better than Solanke. I like Cameron Archer as a player. Yeah. I like Cameron Archer. I quite like it.
I mean, there's 110 in chat, right? And we're just giving our thoughts on this. We're not going to say he comes in and he's a terrible player. We just say that it should have been done earlier, but also there is much more better players out there for a similar value.
Yeah.
You're allowed to criticize us. If you want an opinion about it, fine. Criticize us afterwards in the comments. You're more than welcome to. We're just giving our opinions on this again, that we are in a situation where we could have done this earlier. We could have focused on other targets, and this feels like a panic buy. And there's chances. And again, Tony D, window's still open. Stop crying. We're not crying. Yes, the window's still open. Of course it is. But are you happy with Solanke?
I know this is a troll, but I'm going to ask him the question anyway.
Yeah, are you happy with Solanke?
Are you happy with the signing of Solanke for 65 million, Tony D? And whilst you're answering that question, I'm going to answer this super chat from Mr. Vineet. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. What leeway will you give Ange after spending this much? From what I see, the defence isn't good. We conceded 61 goals last year. Mid okay. Forward options don't excite. What place finish would justify Ange carries on? I would say fourth position. We're not getting fourth position.
I don't think we are. No, I don't think we are. I don't think the defense is really bad. Yeah, right. I really don't think the defense is terrible, but we conceded a lot of goals because we don't need a machine. Sorry, I'm going to cut off on that one. We don't need a machine up front. The way we play football, you need a goal poacher. We cross low.
Yep.
We cross low. So you need someone in the as a striker who can goal poach. I don't think Solanke's a goal poacher. Solanke's a counter-attacking type of striker.
But thank you so much, Vineet.
Yeah, big up Vineet. Now, let me answer this one. Yeah, right. No, the defense is great. The style of football we play
It's not.
Basically,
It's not.
it isn't. It limits. It causes the defense many issues because majority of the time when you're attacking the way you do, you're backtracking a lot, right? And it doesn't always work. And if you look at the set pieces, we were terrible at set pieces last season, defending them. We conceded a lot of goals from that, and the system causes this. It's not mainly the players, but it also is as well because we had injuries. We had Emerson Royale at centre back, which he's been playing centre back in pre-season, which makes no sense. I think the defense is good. Midfield, I still think we need a player in there. But attack is what the biggest issue is. We need many goals, and I don't think Solanke's got that.
Not answering my question, Tony D. Would you sign Solanke for 65 million on the news from Fabrizio Romano, most notably known as the #1 guy talking about transfers? Would you, as Tony D, the guy with the dog as your profile picture, would you accept Dominic Solanke for £65 million, knowing he's got 29 goals and over 130 appearances? Would you accept that?
Because you told us that we're crying because the window's still open, but this is not what we're talking about. We're not saying there's never going to be any other signings. We're not saying that that's it. Solanke's going to be the last one. We're talking about the link from Fabrizio Romano to Spurs over Solanke, and the fact that in that same tweet he states that we're going to be opportunist towards a winger. Not that we're signing a winger, we're going to be opportunist towards that. But you've come in and you stated to us that we're crying because the window's still open. We're not crying. We said that if we wanted Solanke, we should have had this done earlier. We say that Solanke's not worth 60-odd million euros. We're not saying this club shouldn't pay 60-odd million euros. We're saying we don't think he's worth that. The club can pay whatever the hell they want. It's not our money. It doesn't come out of my pocket. It doesn't come out of Ben's pocket. And there you go. No play. Exactly. You're agreeing with us then. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to say. That's what we've been saying.
Stop crying, Tony D. Stop crying. You're crying. Stop crying. Yeah.
But this is what we're saying, Tony. That's the thing. We're trying to say that he's not worth 60 million. And also, if we were to sign him, we should have done this way early in the window because he weren't affected by the Euros. Bournemouth didn't need to replace him. And it doesn't make sense. This feels, as always, like an like a panic buy because other targets weren't able to be bought. And that's what we're trying to say. So you've agreed with us in what we're trying to say here. The window's still open. We could sign 5, 6, 7 other players. Fantastic. Great. That's not what we're talking about. We're not saying that's the end of the window. But GGG, you do need to sign him early because you got to understand, Ange asked for that. Ange publicly said he likes signings early. And there was nothing stopping Tottenham in buying Solanke early.
Yep.
Because we've not focused on any other targets. Archie Gray was done. So why couldn't we sign him early? That's what we're trying to say. There's no reason as to why we couldn't.
We got another €5 super chat from the Big D. I like that. That's a great name. The Big D. It's a good one to say online. Let's hope this is a Paratici masterclass, pretending we are in for Solanke, and then we sign Tony and Neto in the next few days. Wishful thinking.
Hey, I wouldn't mind, yeah, right? So you look at it, yeah, right? Neto's going to cost us what? About 20-odd million euros, yeah?
30. Call it 30.
Yeah. Okay, 30 million euros.
Call it 30, 40.
Yeah, you get Solanke for 60 million euros. Altogether, that's what? 90 million euros, yeah? You get Tony, 20 million euros, 110 million euros, yeah? Get all three, right? Your attack looks a little better. You've got an out-and-out scorer in Ivan Toney. You got Neto, who is an unbelievable winger. You have plenty of depth there. We always talk about we'll only can sign one player. We can only sign this player. We can only sign that player. Sign all three. Then the fan base wouldn't be mad. You sign Solanke, Toney, and Neto, the fan base wouldn't care because Solanke then is just a backup player.
Yeah.
But the way we're looking at it at the moment, Richarlison injury, Solanke's going to be the out-and-out starting striker. And this is it.
Well, Cobber, the reason is if we would have bought Brennan Johnson early, he would have had a pre-season. He would have bedded into the system. So he took the entire first half of the season, other when he had his hamstring injury at Arsenal. he was bedding into the team for the first. He didn't know how to play the system. So the idea is you buy your players in early, you take them on pre-season, and then Ange drills them with the way he wants to play football. That's the way. That's the way it works. You've got to drill the players into the system. You can't. It's not football in, like, let's say, the 70s anymore, where you just bought a player and you say, "Oh, go on, mate, express yourself." No, you've got to drill them into the system. So Johnson was playing catch-up the entire season. He was playing catch. Brennan Johnson could have had a decent, even better season, and he did have a decent season. 15 goals and assists in his first season is actually quite good.
He broke a record. Well, he matched a record that only 3 other players in our history has ever done, and still gets criticised. Still gets criticised because he's not the flair. He's not the. He has mistakes. Johnson is not perfect. Johnson could do so much better.
But also, he's 22, so that,
and he's got plenty of time.
That 55 million is actually, you pay for potential. You're not paying for the player. Now, there is no potential with Solanke. He's got 29 goals in 134 games. We know what Solanke is. He's had 8 years to be a professional footballer. He's had 8 years to be a professional footballer. We know what Dominic Solanke is. He's not good enough. He's not as good as Richarlison. He's got worse goal-assist ratio than Richarlison. But we've got
Hold on. Wolves want 50 to 60 million for Neto.
He's not worth that. Not with his injury
He's
record.
not worth that.
Not for his injury record. If he was fit, yes. With his injury record, no. He plays 1 game in 3. So,
see,
on that note, guys.
Yeah.
On that note, guys, it's time to end the show. We will be back later. You're doing a show with me
and Daigle will be doing a member show tonight. So if you are a member or wish to become a member and wish to join on the show, have a chat with us, talk to us, then there you go. That's how you do it. You become a member and you can chat to us if you wish to do so. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, guys. Me and Daigle tonight having a chat. Probably Daigle ranting coming.
Yeah, absolutely. We want some Daigle rants. After him being calm all of last night, we need him to be. And we're going to leave that there. In the words of Saga, you've got the football club you deserve. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a great rest of your day. Support us on the Coffee Company at 2 p.m. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. Thank you all so much for watching.
Doma ni mind.
And as always, if you smell what the Kauff is brewing, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.